better go and give Mid the good news then.
Alles schon zu spät. Ich habe das schon alles eingebaut. Boom. Explosion. Aber ich habe eine neue Notenrolle gekauft, ne? Lass das laufen. Die Musik geht richtig ab. Ey.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Somit.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
Bring mir den größten Hammer, ich brauche viel Präzision. Hä? Ich glaube, so funktioniert das nicht. Einige Zeit später.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Das sieht sehr improvisiert aus.
I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Gleich mit, okay. Hättest auch nicht einfach weitermachen können, Spiel, oder?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want I want people to sail a border by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right.
Of course.
I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Really? That's a ship. Let's sail it round the lake.
All right, Clive. Asterix. Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough.
She said that, in those words.
She did, yes.
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. I might still be able to catch her.
Es war so klar.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Obolus, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry and all, are ya? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post-bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Obolus.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle?
Mein lieber Junge, meine Reise nach Canva war ein voller Erfolg. Der Freund, den ich erwähnte, hatte sich bereits erklärt, nicht nur seinen Gillbeutel für uns zu öffnen, sondern auch sein beträchtliches Wissen über die Vorgänge in der Stadt mit uns zu teilen. Wodurch ich auch von den Bemühungen einer gewissen jungen Freundin von dir erfahren habe. Ich persönlich hege keine Zweifel, dass Fräulein Tillemons Vorhaben ein edles ist. Doch ich gehe davon aus, dass die Canversche Gilde die unerlaubte Benutzung ihrer Werften nicht gutheißen wird. Egal ob diese verlassen sind oder nicht. Und wenn die Gerüchte bereits meinen Freund erreicht haben, wird es wahrscheinlich nicht mehr lange dauern, bis ihr die Gildenmeister auf den Leib rücken. Deswegen schicke ich dir diese Nachricht. Ich hatte gehofft, deinen Meisterspeer-Gaff für 1-2 Monate auszuleihen, damit er hier die Augen für uns offen hält und uns vor eventuellen Angriffen warnt. Ich bin sicher, dass du die Vorteile dieses Arrangements erkennst. Dein Lieblingsonkel.
Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Got to admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. All right.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
Okay. Cool. Hier ist eine wichtige Quest. Ich komme aber nicht hin. Sids Vermächtnis. Das ist doch das alte Versteck hier, oder? Sids Vermächtnis. Zentrales Sturm. Scheinbar nicht. Aber an der Stelle war das, glaube ich.
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
In die
It's the
Stadt da in
capital
der
of the
Mitte.
Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am I'm sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goot.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Aber der kann doch jetzt nicht nach Diachsia. Der muss doch zu Onkel. Hä? Wait.
Do you see that, Sid? Your protégé's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Lady klopft, aber da ist eine wichtige Quest. Ich komme nicht zum Story machen in diesem Spiel. Okay, gucken wir erstmal, was die hier oben sagt. Die sind ja dran, ne?
He cracked the crystal too.
Post. Ach du Scheiße. Heimkehr? Ich möchte mich für das, was in Rosalith passiert ist, bei dir, Gav und Torgal entschuldigen. Nicht auszudenken, was passiert wäre, wenn ihr nicht so entschlossen gekämpft hättet. Wieder einmal warst du für mich da, als ich dich gebraucht habe, und dafür werde ich dir ewig dankbar sein. Die Stadt, die mir zur Heimat geworden war, in Schutt und Asche zu sehen, hat mir das Herz so schwer gemacht. Aber wir dürfen jetzt nicht zurückblicken, sondern müssen unsere ganze Aufmerksamkeit auf das Hier und Heute richten. Unsere Erinnerungen werden noch auf uns warten, wenn all das hinter uns liegt. Sid der Zweite, gestatte mir, mich noch einmal für meinen anfänglichen Mangel an Vertrauen zu entschuldigen. Aber ich bin sicher, ein Mann wie du versteht, dass man sich das erstmal verdienen muss, vor allem in Zeiten wie diesen. Wie auch immer. Meines hast du jedenfalls jetzt. Und du kannst dir sicher sein, dass du es so schnell nicht mehr verlieren wirst. Möge dies der Beginn einer fruchtbaren Freundschaft sein. Unter 4 Augen. Ach du. Okay. Ich bin auf Ottos Anweisung hin die Buchhaltung durchgegangen und habe vielleicht etwas entdeckt, um das du dich vielleicht kümmern solltest. Möglicherweise. Und damit meine ich sofort. Du weißt, wo du mich findest.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Okay, heute wird scheinbar kein Story-Stream. Ein schlechtes Bauchgefühl. Clive, irgendwas stimmt mit deinem Vierbeiner nicht. Komm noch mal zu meinem Bütchen, wann immer es seiner Lordschaft passt.
What could be wrong with Torgor? You seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Müde Knochen. Und wegen Schledorn. The pen is mighty, a trophy earned. Danke für deine Hilfe mit Schledorn neulich. Leider scheint dem alten Griesgram schon wieder eine Laus über die Leber gelaufen zu sein. Er zieht jedenfalls ständig ein langes Gesicht und grummelt in sich hinein. Ich frage mich, ob er nicht noch was anderes auf dem Herzen hatte, als nur die Sache mit dem Leder. Ich weiß nicht, was es ist, aber irgendwas rumort in ihm. Ich weiß, du hast immer gut zu tun, aber wenn du es irgendwo dazwischen schieben kannst, würdest du dann mit mir zu Schledorn gehen und ihn fragen, was los ist. Natürlich.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Nach dem letzten Mal ist das nichts. Als ob da jetzt irgendwas krasses passiert ist. Die hat das Neues. Okay, gehen wir mal zu Schledorn. Und Schledorn.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, that you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
Eine Hose.
A sword.
Okay, doch
Odd-looking
nicht.
thing with a single edge blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you.
Nah. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you.
Dann höre ich mich mal bei Caron um. Okay. Caron, ich habe gehört, du hast 2 Sachen für mich.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Okay, Caron, was hast du über die Schwerter zu sagen?
Looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning.
Also hau ich den einfach rum. Okay. Dann wollen wir mal eben hören, was er hier zu sagen hat.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
Er ist jetzt Vegetarier geworden.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Good hunting. Okay. Wer schließt eigentlich die Tür immer hinter mir? Lass sie doch einfach mal offen.
Oh, I'm never drinking again.
Zumindest bis morgen trinkt sie nicht mehr. Und was ist hier jetzt mit der Buchhaltung falsch gelaufen?
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto won't be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it may be my fault, but I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time. And I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I will dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility. And it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are.
A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
Ja.
No, I don't.
Na, sie bekommt das Geld ja quasi jetzt, also. Ich glaube nicht, dass sie da so böse drüber sein wird. Das ist ja gar nicht die Quest gewesen, die da hinten ist. Oh mein Gott. Okay, dann gehe ich da jetzt auch noch hin. Jetzt scheißen die aber echt hier richtig rein bei den Quests, ey. Junge, Junge, Junge. Unten?
Well, that's it then. Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bung in a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
Muss nur noch Materialien suchen, what?
This alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like. All right. Why not?
Proper job!
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day. Would have gone myself, but, well, fighting dirty great balls of flame isn't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you kindly. And good hunting, eh?
Gibt jetzt tatsächlich neue Sachen am Handboard, okay?
Think Mid might need some help.
Kupo. Ich brauche Auftrag. Übersichtung von Bombern. Das ist ein Königsbomber, Kupo. Rein zufällig habe ich da was höchst Explosives am Angebot für dich, Kupo. Auftragsort der Topf in Sambrek. Königsbomber. Eine Flugbrecherin auf dem Weg zu den kaiserlichen Jagdgründen nahm vor kurzem eine falsche Abzweigung und fand sich plötzlich in einem nahegelegenen Waldstück wieder, wo sie auf die Ruine eines Luftschiffs der Gefallenen stieß und darin auf einen riesigen Feuerball, vor dem sie schreiend Reis ausnahm. Später gelang es ihr mit Hilfe eines Buches die Kreatur zu bestimmen, doch sie behauptete steif und fest, dass der Bomber, den sie gesehen hatte, mindestens 10-mal so groß gewesen sei wie der darin beschriebene. Hey, aber... Ja, okay, aber das ist halt... Okay. Okay. Der Topf. Ups. In Sambrek. Gut, dass ich die 10.000 Quests annehmen durfte, aber jetzt trotzdem nur hier hin kann. Okay, dann gehe ich halt an. Östliches Dameki, ja. Ein Grenzgänger. Mission accepted.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
Wuff. Kann ich jetzt woanders hin? Ja. Okay, hier ist Sambrek. Ich habe vergessen, in welchem Sambrek das war. Was wäre... Köstliche... Nee. Auch nicht. Ja, aber das ist ja alles ein Gebiet hier, oder nicht? Irgendein Topf. Sonnenfahrt. Alte Straße, Leutere Höhle. Riebrück, Tor, Weintunnel. Forstweg, Norwend. Orabella, Hügeltal. Goldritzhof. Das ist es auch nicht. Warnbroom, kaiserliche Jagdgründe, Drachenhorst, Gurons Träne, Südmarsch, Ostwache, Kaiserau, Kap Orsee, Buchtbad, Horizonhöhle, namenlose Kirche, Tor der Büßer. Hä, das existiert nicht. Och Mann. Ist das wieder ein Übersetzungsfehler? Gehen wir erstmal hier hin. Warte, ich habe einen Sternrubin für dich. Ich mein Stein.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Was ist das hier? Müde Knochen. Ah. Ja, okay, wenn sie das nicht als Zinsen ansehen möchte, kann sie das ja auch als zukünftige Bezahlung ansehen. Dann schuldet sie uns. Ich finde auch gut. Nee, das kann ich nicht annehmen. Am Ende komplett vergessen. Er hat es angenommen.
Ready, go?
Gut. Kann ich noch 4 Aufträge gleichzeitig da haben an der Seite? Einmal markieren, da muss ich hin. Viel zu unterlevelte Gegner. Und jetzt hier reinbiegen. Hallo Mr. Minotaure. Ich gehe schon, keine Sorge.
It's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
Hier muss jetzt eine doppelt so große Antilope sein, oder was? Ach, das sind alles die doppelt so große Antilope, oder was? Wirklich nicht? Das sind ja Leoparden Antilopen. Oh Gott. Hey, wir kopieren. Ups. Antilopen besiegt.
Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsman our thanks.
Hat jetzt den Knochen gegessen?
A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Oh Mann, Gott, ey. Ah! Kleine Hitboxen. Okay, dann haben wir das Problem mit Torgal schon mal aus dem Weg geräumt. Dann geht's jetzt hier hin. Ja. Ja doch, gehen wir da hin. Und hier müssen wir Ignak finden.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Drake's Fang is gone. The whole Mother Crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Er ist es.
Calm yourself. We don't know for sure. It could have just been a tremor.
Ist bestimmt oben. Hier drinne. Hier drinne. Hier drinne.
My reputation will be ruined. Ruined! Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before
Lord
you do
Ignac.
yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be! Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced. Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant! Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
Nein. Also ja. Wird mich stören.
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Ich weiß immer noch nicht so ganz, was es bringen soll, mit der Person zu reden, die das gekauft hat. Sollten wir nicht zu der Person gehen, von dem Charon das Schwert gekriegt hat? Weil er weiß, wie das geschmiedet wurde? Irgendwie? Weiß ich nicht. Wirkt das gerade ein bisschen lost, dass wir hingehen und das Schwert suchen. Weil am Schwert wird er nicht sehen, wie er das so scharf gekriegt hat. Company. Das Material nehme ich mit. Nein, Mr. Scorpion. Hab keine Lust zu kämpfen. Muss gleich schon kämpfen. Oh.
We've got company. Come on,
Gibt's irgendwie die Band?
tear the bastard's head off.
So, dann sind die schon mal weg. Hey. Kollege, versuch einen anderen Angriff. Ich werde ihn nicht da. Oh. Es hat nicht ganz gereicht. Hat ihn bezwungen.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Delamel.
Und wie trage ich das jetzt alles alleine?
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right. Speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike and hone their blades to such perfection.
Das ist auf jeden Fall smart.
Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness.
Ich finde schön, dass sie 10.000 mit 1000 übersetzt haben.
And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield, and is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern, may our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
So, nächster Ort. Da? Okay, das ist aber eine neue Quest. Nordstedt. Wen haben wir denn hier? Achso. Die Madame muss ihn noch bezahlen. Ja.
Did you hear?
The gates to heaven.
I want to see you again.
What am I gonna do without sweet water and oil of talc? Still no
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion.
Naja, Gift ist falsch ausgedrückt.
Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Wenn er noch lebt. Da wollen wir mal gucken. Und dann muss ich mir wohl noch mal angucken, wo diese Königsbombe war. Irgendwie habe ich den Ort jetzt wirklich nicht gefunden. Keine Ahnung. Charon.
I
Torgal
noticed you
geht's
and
gut.
Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Bloody know-it-all. So, Schledorn, wie sieht's bei dir aus? Ich hab, Klingel habe ich geguckt.
But hopefully he'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did better than that.
A whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there
Ja, einfach der 800 Schwertstil.
Breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
He'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
Auftrag abgeschlossen. Seines Glückes Schmieds 2. Oh, fast Level Up. Excalibur-Bauplan. Ah ja. Excalibur-Bauplan freigeschaltet.
So, what'll it be?
Wo ist es? Da. Omberglut, Rotlegierung. Oh, 268. Holy moly. Nee, das Material habe ich nicht. Kann ich hier Materialien kaufen? Die Rotlegierung oder so? Öde Knochen?
I don't know many fleshes who deal in cuts that size. Well, that doesn't mean I don't know some.
Okay.
Go on then.
Nee, das sind Materials.
Is that all?
Die kann ich nicht kaufen. Dann wollen wir mal zum Know Everything Dude gehen. Zu Harpo oder Tomes.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow